Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. We're talking about the Nancy Guthrie case. And the more answers we get, the more confusing it gets. A lot to talk about on the other side of this.
I've walked through storms in scars and grace. Smile through pain with a painted face. They called me too loud, too much, too strong. But honey, that's the reason I belong. Every scar's a scripture, every tear's a hymn. I found my worth where the light grew dim. They tried to break me, but here's the twist. I turned my pain into a clenched fist. I'm an unbreakable woman, born of fire and pearl. I shine like grace in a reckless world. You can test my faith, you can shake my plan, but I'll rise again. Just watch me stand.
No, I don't.
I've been whispered about and written off, judged by the gloss, not the cost. But God don't build weak hearts from gold. He made me fierce and he made me bold. I bend, I pray, I roar, I rise with mascara, tears and battle cries. Don't need your crown, I forge my own. From ashes, honey, I build my throne. I'm an unbreakable soul, dressed in truth and pearls. The fire don't scare me, it lights my world. You can doubt my voice, but you'll hear my name. I'm holy and hood, and I'm done with shame. For everyone called too much, too loud, too real. You're not to anything. You're exactly what power looks like. I'm an unbreakable soul, through the fight and flame. My scars are stories, my strength, my faith. Faith in my heart, fire in my curls, forever divine.
Let's put it.
Clutch them pearls.
Let's go.
Coming in clutch, better tighten them pearls, nothing cold facts. Got the truth for the world, no smoke, no fluff. Just the real that we trust, hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch.
Amen.
Coming in clutch, better tighten them pearls, dropping cold facts. Got the truth for the world, no smoke, no fluff. Just the real that we trust, hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch.
Miss Marie, Miss Sadie, allegedly Amber, Miss Lori, Robin,
Coming
Cynthia,
in clutch. Coming in clutch, better tighten the pearls, dropping cold facts. Got the truth for the world, no smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch. Coming in clutch.
Well, hello, 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 everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. And your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is the first day of April. Happy April Fool's Day 2026. It is currently 7:12 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Bonjour. Hello, everyone. So good to see you all. Really, really do appreciate you tonight. We're talking about the Nancy Guthrie case, and it seems like the more that is comes out, the more that sources get, the more confusing it gets. Usually there's a little more clarity. Not in this case. Not in this case. And we're going to go over a lot of that tonight. But before we get started, you know what we do. Please do me a big, big favor and please hit that thumbs up button or double tap that screen. Really makes a world of difference for us creators now more than ever, since YouTube has changed its algorithm. Now more than ever. Also, if you would consider sharing this live out, hitting that share button, copying that link, and dropping it in any of your favorite social media. Also, comment down below after this live stream for my replay crew or you. Please do that. Also, you can hype this live stream after it's over. You get 3 hypes a week. If you don't use it, you lose it. They're absolutely free to uh, each person. And if you would consider doing that, would mean so much as well. Thank you so much, Beast, for sharing that out. Let me say hello to you, guys, before we get started. Hello, Miss Robin. Good to see you. Forget me not. Never could, never will. Miss Brandy, always in Indy. Miss Sasha, not Lob, Robini. There's Rapper, Rhonda, and Wendy. Happy April Fools. Justin moved to a new house. Robin, Kelly, peace of all, peace of Jesus to all. T. Sadie, Luck, good to see you. Robin, Aisha, Yvette, hello. Miss Ginger, good to see you, my dear. Who else do we got up in here? There's the Patty with the ponytail. How you doing, dear? My long OG Raw Beanie. And there's user IL6PP. Hello. Caroline as well. Who else do we got? Summer Breeze makes me feel fine. My mother passed on this 9 years ago. I am so sorry. She was 85. God bless her soul. So sorry to hear that. Those days are tough. I understand. Trust me. Thoughts are with you, my friend Emerald. Hello. Mama Chase, good to see you. Missy Miss, bonjour. Two Speed, there's the Lolo Lori. Hey Wendy, have you changed your username in last 30 days? I swear. Okay. Fire Girl, good to see you, my friend. Casey, it's dinner now. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. There's Sunny. How you doing, baby? Casey, Missy Miss, Caroline, Miss Cindy, allegedly to the Amber, the other Sharon. Hello, darling. Sasha, good to see you, darling. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Really do appreciate you. Howdy, can you pull up the image of the perp holding the foliage that exposes his wrist? Look close. He is wearing a silver bracelet. We missed this. Really, Elizabeth? I will look in that. I will look at that and see what I see. Interesting. Thank you so much. Seriously, good to see you, my friend. Seriously, seriously. Good to see you, darling. KC, hello. Emerald, the only little Texas tornado. you, darling. You're very kind to me, and thank you so much for your support. Uh, Earlier, even before I started, Miss Lori sent 5 pearl necklaces. Thank you, Miss Lori. Really do appreciate that. If you received one of those earlier, make sure you give our Lori a big, big thank you.
Hope people are paying attention to this.
Welcome to Clutch Them Pearls, yeah, you're in the clue. Shine bright like the stars this world never knew. We're dancing, laughing all around this world. Hold tight, shine bright, you're part of our pearl.
Thank you so much, Miss Lori. Appreciate you, my dear. Really, really do appreciate you. Good to see you, my love. Make sure y'all thank Miss Lori and Possum Mom. Do you have a possum? You do have a possum. Thank you so much for becoming a member. You're my kind of gal. You're my kind of gal. Because I'm from Appalachia and we have possums too. Thank you so much, my dear. Really appreciate you. Welcome to the Pearl family. The only thing about possums is they don't live long. They don't live that long. When I was a kid, my neighbor like adopted. Well, the mother got hit, and they're marsupials. Possums are, and they have like this pouch. But mom was on the side of the road, and the babies she had babies inside of her, and they bottle fed them, and they went on vacation, and we bottle fed them for her. So that's my experience with possums. Thank you so much, my dear. I really do appreciate you. Um, okay. So, a lot to cover today, a lot of ground to cover. We are going to be here and probably until 10 p.m. And then we will be live with Jack and Lily Sullivan later tonight. And some new things coming out there. Very interesting as well in that. So if you follow the Jack and Lily Sullivan case, make sure you join us for that later tonight. They can't get rabies and need 1,000. Yes, yes. And Tiger, I know we're a little off topic here. I started talking about our possum, our newest member. But talking about possums, if you've been around long enough, you know that I had Lyme's disease and still suffer from the residual effects of Lyme's. It's been almost 7 years now since that's happened, and Lyme's changed my life, not for the better, that is for sure. But it took forever to get diagnosed for just a simple Lyme's because they think it's everything else. But yes, God bless the possums and anything that'll eat a tick. So they don't get rabies, body temperature too low. Yeah. You don't like possums? I like them because they eat ticks and stuff like that. So couple things that's very interesting going on. Of course, JLR, he is back out in Arizona, hitting the pavement, and he spoke to someone earlier. I don't know if it was today or yesterday, but they used to rent I call it the mother-in-law suite. I don't know whatever you guys call it. Everyone calls it something different. But she kind of gives some insight on how things were at that house, and where she says Nancy always what door she went through back then. And now this was you can call it the pool house. Yeah, I call it the mother-in-law suite, the guest house. There's multiple names, you know what I mean? You can call it your woman cave, your man cave, whatever, you know. You're terrified of all bugs, Rapper? A lot of people are. I had to do IV antibiotics, and now even my joints ache all the time. SD, I know. I know. I had to have a spinal tap. I know, baby. It's bad. Trust me. couldn't speak, couldn't drive for days at a time sometimes. It's tough, very tough. Got to be careful with the possum. You encounter them moving during daylight. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. They come out of the night. See what you started, possum mom. See what you started. Uh, that's good. That's good. You know, power to the possums. Power to the possums. Okay, guys. Hit that thumbs up button if you're just joining us, just rolling in here. Want to give credit to JLR for this very, very interesting. He's at Walmart there. I'm assuming in somewhere in Tucson. And listen to this. Listen to this. Let me give him the credit. If y'all could drop JLR's channel. Greatly appreciate mods for doing that. Very interesting.
Thank you for that. Live, great. No, she just said the Walmart person came out and said, you guys can't do that. But I support, she goes, I support the cause, but you guys can't do that. You know what I mean? She said, we got a thing you can't do, solicitation out in the parking lot. She said, just tell your friends. I said, yeah, cool. She goes, but I appreciate you guys.
I appreciate you guys tremendously. I'm way back, knew Nancy, and
oh, you did?
Heartbreaking.
You knew Nancy?
Yeah.
Whoa, what's going on?
I just didn't go into too much because it's like way back, like 8 years ago. My mom was friends with her, so like I never met anyone really in the family. I just met Nancy.
Can you share anything about her that you know?
Nothing. I mean, we're
okay. So this woman made her mother rented that guest house, mother-in-law suite, pool house, whatever you want to call it, rented that about 8 years ago. Really, I mean, I guess I'm getting older, but 8 years ago isn't that terribly long ago.
we're watching you trying to figure it out. You know,
how did you know her? Like what?
My mom rented the guest house from her.
Your mom rented the guest house from her. So she. Well, hold on a second. So she rented out her guest house
8 years ago, years and years ago. And from what she told my mom, whenever my mom moved out, she got her house and moved into her house. She wasn't interested in doing it again. I don't think
there is closed captions.
I really don't think she did. I don't think it was anyone that was like, but we worried about it.
Now, I do have a question on this. How long ago was the last time Nancy rented this place out? That's one thing I would like to know. When is the last time Nancy rented this place out? Did she Airbnb to make some extra money? Did she rent it out monthly? That would be very interesting to know. We know she did 8 years ago, but has there been any since then? Because tenants can get very angry at you, right? They can get very angry at you. Hey, Miss Maurice apparently just wants Justin. It's so just her. Just her
first, because I mean, like, you know, someone, you've been to their house and like you see it all unfold, and it was like, it's really scary. It's sad.
That is new information. New information that you rented.
I'm also live, so I'm like,
yeah. Well, I'm not facing.
Okay, it's cool. As
voice,
like
your voice though. Everyone's like, oh my goodness, she rented out her guest house to people.
She did years ago. Now,
do you know how much? Like, was it
two people.
What's in the guest house?
It's a simple 1-bedroom with a bathroom. I think it actually had like 2 bedrooms. I can't remember if it had. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm shaky because it's like.
Sasha, you would hope so. I don't know. Good question. Wouldn't the law think of that immediately? You would think so, but you would also think the authorities, Pima County Sheriff Doofy, would also pick up the mat on the front door. You know, literally the welcome rug. Literally the freaking welcome rug. But he didn't. Hey, Judy Jude, how you doing, girl? Good to see you, Mamacita. Thank you so much for gifting that pearl necklace. Really do appreciate you, my dear. If you received that, give our Hey Jude, Jude, a big thank you. Really, really do appreciate you, beautiful. Mhm. Thank you so much, lovies. Hello, Miss Jen. How you doing? How you doing? Hello, Connie. Good to see you. Rhonda, good to see you, honey. Honey Bay. I can't imagine Casey and Kelly. Everyone's rolling in now. That tells us a little more about Nancy's level of trust of others when it comes to her property. Yes, because not everyone would rent their place out, right? Not everyone, even if there's a pool house, a mother-in-law suite, whatever, a guest house, some people just don't want the headache. Some people don't want, their privacy, feeling like their privacy is invaded or whatever, right? So that is just the way it is. Wasn't the Iranian healthcare woman she hired fired? I don't know what you mean, babe. I must have missed that one. Must have missed that
Weird.
one.
It's like a celebrity. I've been watching you for the last month.
Yeah,
and a
we're
half,
trying to figure out this
shit
mystery.
Okay,
out.
listen to what she says up here. Let me fast forward.
And then there was like a gated patio, so a little living
Listen.
room, and then a bed. Glass doors
Listen
walk
to this.
into the kitchenette, and then you go into there's like a little living room and then a bedroom, and then there was like a gated patio, so like you could see into Nancy's yard from her patio, but it was still separate. But it was still, I mean, it's you see it, it's right there in the same driveway and everything. So
Fatima?
Wild.
it was
So
just heartbreaking. She was a sweet lady, and like
she have like any like caregivers living there or anyone else living
at
there?
that time, I don't think she had regular caretakers, but I do know like the few times that I visited my mom at that place when she was there for. She was
So
only
you
there
went to
for
her
a while.
house.
I've been there.
Where'd you
yeah.
park? Like on the right side?
On
Listen
the
to
right,
this.
in front of the sliding glass doors, on the house, and then she would always park in front of the garage, and she would always.
Listen to this. So she would park in the tenant would park in front of like the sliding glass doors. Nancy would park. Did she say in the garage or in front of the garage?
House, and then she would always park in front of the garage, and she would always go in and out the garage doors.
Now, why would Nancy park in front of the garage? That's what I don't understand. Why would you park in front of the garage when you have a garage to go into? I don't understand that. Am I missing something? Am I misunderstanding it? There is sliding glass doors in her Nancy's to her bedroom out to the patio, and then there is sliding glass doors in the guest house. But what does that mean? Some people don't park in their garage. My grandma does it too. I don't know. Was her clicker missing? No, not. I mean, maybe then it was. Did you have a lot of stuff in her garage? Nancy was not a pack rat at all. At all. I don't understand that. Especially in the heat. And that's a good point. Very good point, Brandy. Yes, 8 years ago, she was also much more mobile. You can really tell how Nancy's declined, right? And I don't want to like worry or scare anybody because it's not for everybody, but there's an age that is about anywhere from 76 to 78. It's generally 77, 78 years old where you see people really decline. It's just in a lot of our physiology, our how long we're supposed to be on the planet, I guess. But you will see many people really decline at that 77, 78 year mark. And you can tell just over the last few years. No, Lori, you're not. No, you're not. You're not. You gotta stay strong. Lots of protein. Protein shakes. I was gonna say I just drank one. Whew. So hey Kiki, good to see you, Miss Tina. Yes, heart, back, and knees. You gotta take lots of collagen. Collagen, protein.
She would always go out in and out of the garage doors. Nancy.
Like from the little bit that I know, because I don't know nothing. I knew
And that's, it's not for everyone either, right? Not everyone declines at that age. Some people live to be 100 or whatever. I'm just saying, like my grandmother, she started declining at that age as well. And the older you get, the more protein, because the older we get, the quicker we start aging, right? If that makes sense. And you lose muscle mass and mass in general. And so you need the protein, the collagen, the peptides, all of that. Bath in it, drink it, put it on your face, get in a pool with it, scrub your back with it, drive with it, sleep with it. You just can't get enough.
of her 8 years ago. My mom rented a house place from her.
Yes,
8 years
Brian
ago.
is in Arizona. He's been
But
there
the little
for
bit I know
decades.
is they didn't use the front door very often. They went in and out the garage, or if you went through that side, I've seen people go in and out, like going to do the yards and the pools
No,
and
Brenda,
stuff. There was
strong.
people that would
Calcium.
routinely come and go and stuff like that, but not a lot of anything, except that it's a real quiet neighborhood. You really wouldn't expect it, but you can see how someone could have gotten away with so much in that
Baby
area because
kisses.
it's so quiet and secluded
green
and
screen,
everything.
baby.
But it's still really just crazy to me that they haven't found anything more.
Did you ever see like siblings go there? Like any like?
The only time I had ever seen anybody other than Nancy was like Christmas 8 years ago, and I didn't get introduced to anyone. I was just at my mom's, and then they were doing their thing, and I saw people through.
Okay, listen to that right there.
I had ever seen anybody other than Nancy was like Christmas 8 years ago.
So one thing I wish JLR would have asked here was, how often did she visit? How often did this lady visit? Did she visit often? Was she there like on the daily, weekly, monthly, or whatever? She never really seen any family or anyone there. Now, that could be because this woman wasn't there that often. But if this woman's mother, is she still alive? I would kind of want to know, like, how often maybe her family visited, friends visited. Now, Nancy had a pretty good social life to be 84 years old, right? She, despite her declining health and being in pain and all of that, she kept busy, right? Yeah. Yeah, Kelsey, I sure do. Yeah. Yeah. I need to do more lives with her. Just been a lot with Nancy Guthrie and stuff. But yeah, I need to do some labs with Miss Pearly Pearl. I wonder if the renter knew the family very well. I mean, I think if you live there for a certain amount of time, you're probably going to get to know your landlord, especially being that close, right? Like that's a more intimate renting setting than it would be, some multi-unit apartment or whatever. Hey, oranges, Lovey's house. Some people keep a lot of stuff. The garage, and there is no room for the car. Nancy was not that person. Nancy was definitely not that person. She was, if you've seen her garage was pretty minimalist, almost nothing in there. There was a stack of boxes, but it looked like, I don't know what it was. They were kind of like all the same boxes in there, but everything was pretty immaculate. Of course she is, Kelsey. Of course she is.
And I
It
didn't
was
get
on the other
introduced to
night.
anyone. I was just at my mom's, and then they were doing their thing, and I saw people
Who
through
was driving
the
Nancy
fence
all
and stuff.
over?
But I
Who was driving Nancy all over? Did she use Uber all the time? Did she have an aide or a helper she paid? How was she getting to her friend's house for the church service coffee? Okay, that's a good question. Sh I don't know how I would figure she would drive. I think the reason she just didn't drive of the night, from what I understand. And, I don't know, like, now I don't know if it's in effect or if it's been in effect, but now, like, they're trying after a certain age, I think it's 85, they are really critical of you having a license or may even take your license. I can't remember.
never like met anyone.
And it depends what state, I think.
So what was it? How did your mom go there and like stay there? Like, was it
I
advertised?
don't remember. I want to say she found out on Craigslist.
Dude,
or
I'm giving you my
something like
number.
that.
Put your number in there.
Okay.
Okay. Now, one thing I have noticed, and this doesn't make it right or wrong or bad or whatever, but she said Craigslist here. Now, respectfully, we've all seen Craigslist, right? It used to be a huge thing back in the day. And now does it still exist? But there was a lot of alleged scams and fraud and all of that on Craigslist. There's even the Craigslist unalivers, Killers, right? And another thing I noticed, now most people use, and Angie's List, yeah, that was big too. But now most people use like Facebook Marketplace if they're going to advertise something. Another thing, if you look at Annie and Tommaso, which I've showed this, I think I was the person that brought it to the internet, was Annie and Tommaso, they sold a Hyundai vehicle in 2025, and they sold it on Facebook Marketplace. They advertised it there. I don't know if they sold it there, but they advertised it there. So, that can, there's Facebook scammers, with the marketplace, just like there is anything else. So, them being a little more, slightly higher profile, people could look at that a certain way
Put your
if they know
number in there,
or
and
find
then
out.
I mean,
I'm gonna text
interested
you
in
and
talking to you more.
Yeah,
I
offline.
yeah.
Offline. Can we do that?
Yeah,
And then maybe I can, like,
because
you
I
can
just
relate.
I don't want anyone to just be like, oh, she's out there spreading stuff and she doesn't even
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's me.
I don't think
So,
that,
yeah,
I'm not sure that's her
Michelle.
car.
Michelle, thank you so much, Michelle.
Yeah,
And I'll
no,
text you offline. And we'll talk.
Okay. Just want to give thanks to JLR Investigates for that. Very, very interesting. God, I've been here almost 40 minutes and I haven't even started. I got so much ahead of me. Okay, so I want to go to our friend, the one and the only deception detective, the big DD. Okay, deception detective. So many of you guys sent this to me. Y'all were like, he did a really good job on this. I mean, he always does a good job. Justin, I heard Cameron, her son, was in town for Nancy's birthday. So he was already there. That's why he was there before Savannah. I've maybe. Hey Joe, good to see you, my friend. Okay. Guys, make sure you sub up to our friend Deception Detective. He's one of the best statement analysts, in my opinion, here on YouTube. I don't there's very few that really keep it real. In my opinion, they sell out sponsors or whatever nowadays. So I think Deception Detective keeps it legit and kosher. So make sure you go over there and sub up to our friend Deception Detective. Also, if you can become a member over there, he would love to have you as a member. He's got exclusive videos that you can watch and learn a lot about. What I also appreciate about Deception Detective is he's always about educating, not just giving his opinion, but really educating on how you yourself can become better at hoaxers. I believe I heard it from Chris M and Karen M. What's that, Ash Cash? I must have missed that, honey. I apologize. Watch both of his videos. You did, Miss Magdalene. Awesome. Awesome. Huh? What do you mean, huh, Miss Sherry? Huh? What do you mean? Okay. Yes, I like DD. Yeah, me too. All right. Make sure you sub up.
If that story made you feel like Savannah and her siblings are persecuted victims in need of protection, I think that was the point. It was too vague to have done
Just
anything
messed up.
else. Just like the rest of this Today Show interview, Savannah's main goal seems to be shaping the public's feelings about her siblings rather than sharing useful, factual information about her missing mother. So in today's video, let's continue breaking down Savannah Guthrie's bombshell Today Show interview to figure out what's actually going on. I'm Deception Detective, an attorney trained in statement analysis. This channel exposes lies and manipulation.
And I agree. I have to agree with Deception Detective. And let me say that my heart is with Savannah. It really is. And I feel completely for the family. But in my opinion, LJ, I am so sorry. Forgive me. I missed that earlier. I apologize. Thank you so much. Please forgive me for that. Thank you so much, Miss LJ. Is that a Sheltie or a collie? That's beautiful. Boochie Booch. Very intelligent dogs. Thank you so much, my friend, for your support. Truly. Thank you. But to me, either Savannah is blithely unaware or she's playing the part. Because, I mean, she's, making her siblings seem like the best thing since sliced bread. And I understand you want to, tell the world that they're good people and all that, but it's a little much. It's just a little much, you know. Uh, the the brilliance, with words. She was a poet and didn't know it, and he was.
So if that's your thing, hit subscribe. For early access to new videos, over 60 exclusive videos and other cool perks, consider becoming a channel member. Link in description. If you're not aware, this is my second video analyzing this interview. So before we...
But something, she seems sedated talking to Hoda. I would probably have to be sedated too. Even if she is sedated, I couldn't blame her. With all the stuff.
Pick up where we left off. Here's a quick recap of part one for any new viewers. People's stories get muddled and don't make logical sense and change back and forth when they're lying, not when they're telling the truth. And even if Savannah started out in denial about the possibility of her sister Annie and Tommaso being involved in her mother's abduction, if she later came across evidence or facts that would suggest they are guilty and she's not making those public, or actively lying about them or suppressing them, then she hasn't just abandoned the mission of getting her mother back or even finding out for sure what happened to her. Instead, she's made herself an accessory after the fact to a very serious crime. Like I've said many times in earlier videos, the human mind is very complicated, and sometimes we lie to ourselves and don't even realize it. So I'm going to continue being charitable and say that's probably...
Yeah, she did. I don't think she used the... I don't know if she said that she was psychic, but she said she's got like gifts and powers. I think that's how she said it. My sister's got gifts and powers and, something that was inherited down the line or something like that.
What's happening here, rather than I think she's deliberately lying in order to cover up a crime. So that's the recap. I think Savannah is using emotional manipulation to shut down speculation about her siblings. But that doesn't mean she knows for a fact that they're guilty or even that they are guilty. It's actually perfectly understandable. I wouldn't blame her for giving her beloved siblings the benefit of the doubt. But it does become a problem if she starts lying to deflect from things about them that really should.
Okay. I understand her defending her family. I understand it. But what I don't understand is her and Sheriff Doofy, Nanos, and others, where they can't see why people question it. You get what I mean? Yes, defend, of course, that's your family. I get it. Totally get it. Understand. We would all probably be in that same boat. I understand that. But again, Savannah's very intelligent. She's very smart. She's an attorney. She's worldly. She's been around the world. She's an anchor. She's seen all different stories. And if you're the last people with someone and all of the things that's happened with Pima County FBI going in and out of their house multiple times, going to the neighbors, yada, yada, yada. You got to understand how some people might question that. Doesn't mean they're guilty, doesn't mean they did anything. But you gotta understand, in my opinion at least, how people are going to question that. Right? There's a difference. Pamela, thank you. Some people think that maybe family or friends or whoever, that they may know more. Some people absolutely disagree. Right? Well, Sherry, she doesn't have to if she doesn't want to. If she was reporting, right? I think it would be, it's not saying that, again, anyone's guilty or anything like that. But you got to understand, 96% of the time, off the bat, the last person you're seen with and the people that you know and your family, your friends, your significant other, is likely the ones that's going to do something. And so if you can't, doesn't mean you have to agree. I'm not asking to to agree. There's a difference in agreeing and understanding. You know what I mean?
Should be looked into, and some of those are coming up in this part of the interview. So let's get into it.
How did your family feel about the way the investigation was conducted?
Well, it's still going.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
people have worked tirelessly.
I agree, Joe.
And we see that.
I understand.
But we need answers. We cannot be at peace without knowing And someone can do the right thing. And it is never too late to do the right thing. And our hearts
Allegedly,
are
Annie
focused on that.
is
You speak about your mom always in the
Michelle.
present tense.
Allegedly, Annie.
I mean, she is present tense to me.
Do you feel her, or have you heard her any moments?
Yeah, a little bit.
Tell me about your mommy. Just tell me about her.
My mom she's incredible. She's resolute and strong. Quiet strength, quiet faith, quiet hard fought. She's funny and a little mischievous, I would say, in her humor. She's a noble creature.
And I absolutely, you can tell, in my opinion, that Nancy was a genuine person, in my opinion, and she really lived her faith, which is truly, walking it. And she, I agree with Savannah there. You can tell Nancy is just a good person, and 84 years old. Nobody deserves that. Just 84 years old in your home, lived a full life, loved, lost kids, had kids, grandkids, lived through so much in 84 years. And to be taken out in such a way whenever truly she was at 84, you're generally in your last years or days. It's really any time, but not like this.
She does what's right. She walks in faith, but not a fake, pious, put on faith, but like a grounded, earthy, she fought for it faith.
Hoda asked Savannah to describe her mother, which would have been the perfect opportunity to talk about her pacemaker, maybe the medication she took in case a kidnapper was still holding her somewhere, whether or not she owned a dog and if that dog would have barked at a stranger coming to her door the night she was abducted, or even just more practical things that we still don't know 2 months after her disappearance, like who actually dropped her off at home the night she was abducted, or why there was confusion.
That was Tommaso. But why there was a lot of confusion in the beginning, it was they dropped him off then. And again, there's been a lot of confusion and a lot of misinformation in this case. But then it was he. And from the best of what I understand, and I spoke with a couple locals last night. I told you guys I had to get off because I had some sources that I was needing to talk to. And from what I can understand, that, again, Tommaso dropped her off, says he dropped her off allegedly at the garage door. It opened. She walked in. It closed. And he backed out and left.
About when Annie and Tommaso noticed that she was missing, because at one point she was supposed to have gone to a virtual church meeting and then it was in person. But instead of anything like that, anything that would be useful and actually.
So, he could have helped her inside and went out the back door that was left unlocked, or not saying. He did not go in. He allegedly claims that he did not go in. So there's that. Now, we were kind of speaking on last night. I was looking at how long it generally takes a garage door to open, and generally average to open fully is about 15 seconds. 15 seconds to open, 15 seconds to close. That's Some of the older garage doors can take upwards to 20, 21 seconds or so. That's 30 seconds to open and close. So we're working at a minute and a half. And one point that I made last night, that one of the reasons I feel like maybe, just my opinion, that they have not released the video of Miss Nancy going in that Airbnb, or not Airbnb, the Uber, going in the Uber, is because you're going to see how Nancy gets in the car, how long it takes her to get in the car. You're going to see her particularly when she gets out of the car, right? When she gets out. Now, this is a woman who walks with a cane. Most days, according to Savannah, she can't make it to the mailbox. Some days she can. She may have needed assistance. Has the 911 call been released? No. No. But if we had that Uber video, if Nancy's with a cane, most people don't walk fast that have a cane. Is a minute and a half enough time? I've always thought it was. But, and you know, it was 2 minutes, but I'm taking off the 15 seconds open, 15 seconds closing. I don't know. I really don't know. The longer it gets, the more I'm inclined to say, I don't know if it's enough time. Not for me. Heart, knees, back. Want to know what the 911 call is not released. They have sealed virtually everything in this, which, you know something, them sealing this, a lot of these, when they do the warrants, right? Because a warrant is pretty much who, what, when, where, how. That's pretty much how a warrant is written. And when it is written, again, the judge has to sign off on that there is, and usually, and a prosecutor looks at it as well, that there's more than enough probable cause. All those were sealed. Like everything that really the media or all of us have tried to FOIA, it's almost all sealed. And they cite it for this being an active open case. Okay, kumbaya. In my opinion, it's because maybe some of the, I mean, obviously, they don't want maybe potential suspects, maybe that they know about or they don't know about, law enforcement, FBI, to know what they know. And really, a probable cause is really not even 1% of what they really have.
Finding her mother, she gave us a bunch of platitudes, how amazing she was and how earthy her faith was, which is the same thing she did about her siblings when she talked about them earlier in this interview. Instead of telling us exactly how Annie and Tommaso took care of Nancy, whether they dropped her off at home the night of the abduction, if they were in the habit of walking her to the front door or actually tucking her into bed, or anything else, she simply said that they're great and they took great care of her. Same for her brother. No one protected Nancy better than her brother, which isn't helpful for anyone who's trying to deduce what happened to Nancy, and not even helpful for her sibling.
No, Barbara, I'm not saying that at all. She left in an Uber. She returned with Tommaso. in it took the garage door was open and closed in 2 minutes. Tommaso was driving. And again, why make your mother-in-law come in an Uber when you take her back home?
Since it really doesn't do anything to dispel the speculation about them because it's so vague. Again, this can all be explained by denial. She doesn't want to interrogate the possibility that her siblings might have had something to do with her mother's disappearance, so she's just not going to. But some of the things Savannah ignores, like something that's coming up in a moment, are so big that it boggles the mind how she could ignore them entirely. Listen to this.
You posted "Please Pray" in the beginning. The
really
ocean of love and prayers.
That's why I think that Uber ride would be very informative, in my opinion. I wonder if they dated or got the age of bloodstain. I don't know what you mean by that. I never got why they just took the family's word. I agree with that. When they should have stayed on the list of suspects, we only really know she was dropped at 5:32. That's not found out until 18 and a half hours later.
Did you feel that? Did you sense what was happening?
I do feel prayers, you know, I do. I believe that. I think she would have been just amazed. Just truly amazed.
One of the images that stayed with me through all of this was you and Annie and Tommaso walking up and looking at the flowers and at the notes. As I saw that, I thought, oh, I wonder if Savannah's going inside and what that must have felt like for you to go inside.
I don't like to criticize Savannah. I really don't. But let me tell you something. I don't believe Savannah. I mean, she was part of this, but that was for show, man. That was, all of that was for show. And to me, it was for show. Oh, look at, regardless, like of Tommaso putting his arms around, oh, these are my gals. These are my gals right here. Right there. And again, doesn't mean he's involved in any way or not, but it was all about perception. That was all about perception. You could, I mean, it's a card that you put there, obviously, that the whole world can read. Savannah is essentially a celebrity, an anchor celebrity, if you will. She knows, they know how to stay out of the spotlight, like physically out of the spotlight if they don't want to be. And again, in my opinion, I think Savannah was used there. I think she was used there. Who called for the Uber? Good question. Don't know. And the way Annie's just seemed like an act. I'm sorry. You feel how you feel. You know, you feel how you feel. And whether, nobody should, you know, like I always say, everyone feels how they feel, no matter where you stand. You feel how you feel. And that can change.
Side
it does
of
change,
your
actually.
mom's, your childhood home, your mom's house.
They were able to hold on to that house. That's my mom's safe haven.
Mount Cat. I
It was
understand.
really hard. The terror that she must have
This
felt.
was for sure.
It's
This was.
unbearable.
To be clear, I believe Savannah does find it completely unbearable to picture her mother's house getting violated, especially by someone she loves, which is why I think she's ignoring something we all just saw in 4K on that clip. The gate of her brother-in-law, Tommaso Cioni, is very similar to the gate of Porch Guy. As
I disagree with this. I personally disagree with Deception Detective on this, and a lot of other people. I don't. I do see what people are saying. But Tommaso, I've looked at this extremely closely. Literally, I've got a program that breaks frame by frame down. And I showed it the other day. Tommaso lifts his feet higher than Porch Guy. Porch Guy, he doesn't lift his feet very high. They walk kind of similar. Yeah, they do, with their feet out and heel, foot, whatever. But I'm not so sure about that. 1 second.
Many YouTubers have already pointed out, including Monk's Intrigue. Many of you have sent me the link to his video. And here's the thing, whether you think Tommaso Cioni is guilty or not, the fact that the gates are so similar should at least raise a little bit of curiosity or suspicion until it can be ruled out. And despite what Sheriff Nano says, I'm not convinced that he is ruled out because they haven't proven it to me. Remember, everyone is innocent until proven guilty in the eyes of the law, but this isn't a courtroom. I'm not a judge and you're not a jury. We have every right to form an opinion based.
That's exactly right. And I wholeheartedly agree with Deception there. Everyone has the right to feel how they feel and their opinion. Now, nobody can say anybody did anything definitively. I think that would be unfair. But based upon what you've seen, what you know, what
on
you've
the
heard,
evidence available to us, that evidence doesn't have to be admissible in court, nor do we have to be sure of our opinion beyond a reasonable doubt in order to utter it. And if Savannah or Tommaso or anyone else doesn't like the speculation about him potentially being Porch Guy, then all they have to do is present counter evidence. Check the end screen for part 1 as well as my Nancy Guthrie playlist if you want to binge watch my entire analysis in chronological order. If you want to do a part 3, let me know by liking, commenting, and sharing.
yes, so make sure you like, comment, right, and share this live out like I'm doing right now. Oops, right here. Here we go. Okay. All right. He's absolutely right. Just like I think the Sheriff Doofy, he wants, again, I feel like he was pressured to say that certain people were cleared. I feel like that is absolutely clear. Well, one thing I want to show you, just 2 seconds. I just want to, you remember how I was talking about how the number one way elderly is abused is with financial abuse. Number one. Fake money, I believe, family or friends, in my opinion, in one way or another. This woman, her name's, how does she pronounce her last name? Shaw? Yeah, okay. Jen Shaw. I guess she was one of the Real Housewives of Utah. She went to prison for she had like a 6-year sentence. She was charged for scamming the elderly. It was just, I was just like, my God, this is everywhere. Right? Just absolutely everywhere. Selling lead list used to target like elderly victims. Those leads, they said, were used in an ecosystem to upsell the victims, were repeatedly sold so-called business services, including coaching, consulting programs that often failed to deliver the promised results. Like, she was particularly vulnerable to the elderly. I was just like, my God, it's everywhere. I've never seen her. I don't know her or anything, but I saw that today and I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Okay. Onward and upward.
On whether or not one. Hey, everybody. Cheryl Mack McCollum here.
I
I
love
was
Cheryl.
asked earlier today.
I love her. I love Cheryl. Like, she is so genuine and speaks just pure, what I call horse sense, common sense. And she CSI. I just love her. I just love her. Hey, Miss Tina, thank you so much, my darling. A valid YouTube creator was at Nancy's house a few days ago. He took a picture of A&T taking boxes out of Angie's house. Isn't there laws about moving items or putting the items on the market while their owner is missing? Laws, I don't know about laws. I mean, it could have been even food. I think it's kind of weird, especially if they weren't taking like food out, something perishable. I wouldn't be messing with anything in the house. I couldn't even go in my grandmother's room for the first year. But I'm kind of weird to say it, but could it be James Feathers? I mean, he did stop by twice after the fact, talking crazy, and knew the perp was there. I think he's just a Cracomethula. I think that's what he's on, the Cracomethula. Do you know if Nancy had life insurance? No clue. No clue. Hold on. I do have some new. No.
Day by Jen Coffendaffer. If I had changed my stance on whether or not one person was involved with the kidnapping of Nancy Guthrie. I have not. I still believe it's one person. Savannah Guthrie's statements make me think it even more. When she talks about doors, plural, doors being propped open, why would 3 or 4 people, or even 2 people for that matter, have to prop open a door that they don't even use?
Exactly.
She clearly went out the front door. That's where her blood is. The fact they know she was barefooted, well, again, that tells you either her shoes were right there by the bed that she always puts on when she wakes up, or when she started bleeding in the house, is there a transfer print that shows her little bare feet?
That's what I asked.
She's a little person. They could have easily, one person tossed her over their shoulder and walked out with her. One person could stand in front of her and pull her out of the house. It doesn't take 2 people. And if you follow the evidence that we have right now, it looks like one person that came on the 11th and or the 24th and back on the 31st. He engages at the front door both times. He takes his time on the 31st. When he gets to the front door, he's not in a hurry. He's walking around. He goes and gets the flowers and tries to hide the camera with the flowers. Again, he ain't waiting on a partner. There's not somebody coming through the back, and it sure, Lord, wouldn't take them a minute. If you're waiting for somebody to come and unlock the front door, which again is an unnecessary step. If you're going to break in the back door, both of you go straight into the bedroom, get her, grab her, drag her out, toss her in the car, and you're gone. Why would you have to break in the back door to then go through the entire house to open the front door so that your partner could come in? Waste of time. Didn't happen, in my opinion. The other thing is, if you look at his backpack, the first time we had the still picture of him, he doesn't have the backpack or the weapon, or that we can tell any kind of mouth light.
Do you guys agree with that? Do you guys agree with that? I mean, this is the thing. Yeah, you can, like, I understand. I completely understand what she's saying there, but and this this guy walks up. He almost looks like he's going to knock on the door. And then he goes to the Ring camera and tries to cover it up. And he looks like he pushes the button. So this is my question. I guess my response to this. Why would this person get in front of another camera if he didn't need to? And why open multiple doors? If there's not more than one person, like she is saying here, then why multiple doors and why open up the front door? Like, you can say, well, to take her out, right? But if I'm going to take her out, I'm going to open that door from the inside. Right? If I'm already in that house, think about this. If there wasn't two people or more than one person, why did this person already, if they were already in there, you're just going to open the door from the inside. You're not going to go outside and cover up this camera and then open the door. Now, the only way I think that would be possible, no, I still don't even think that would be possible. Right? Because, again, you have to open. If they open the front door first, right? Let's think about this. If the perpetrator opens the front door first, right? And he breaks in, why did he open the back doors? Why would he open the back doors? Why would he prop the back doors open if he went in the front door by himself and he was by himself? So I understand what she's saying here. But I'm not sure I agree on that part. With flower pots at that. Well, it's just like if you go through the front door first and you raid the place. First of all, that front door is going to be, out of every single door in that house, is going to be the hardest to get in. Out of every door. Now, if you have access to it, that's a different thing. If you have keys to it, that's a different thing. But that front door is specifically hard to get in. Right? Why would I go to that door first? In front of, which is a more vulnerable spot to break in the front of someone's house, no matter if their house is placed back or not. People still pass. People can still walk up to it. So I'm not going to break in that front door first. Get what I mean? That's not going to be the first place I go. I'm going around back. I'm either going to one of the back doors, a window, or the sliding glass door. Sliding glass door probably the easiest. Regardless. And get in there. I think the perpetrator had help. And I think this guy, in my opinion, probably was around back or whatever. And probably went down the driveway, maybe to even pull the car up around the area to get the car, whatever. What if, thank you so much, Miss Michelle. Appreciate that, my dear. What if the front door guy waited for back door guy to open the front door? Well, that's exactly right. What if front door guy waited for back door guy to open front door? Oh, yes. Yes. That's what I've kind of said. If you look at the video, let me pull this up. Look at this. Okay. Nancy. Check this out. If you look at this right here, thank you so much for that, my dear. Really appreciate your support. We're going to get back to Cheryl in just 1 second, but just watch this. Knock this down. Watch this. All right, you see this? See how he's looking. You can see he's kind of looking at the door, watching. His hand goes up, and then it goes over to cover that. Why didn't he just go straight toward the camera? Now watch this. He's covering it up. Watch that thumb. Right there. He's pushing it. Now remember, he's not trying to tear this off at this time. That is not him trying to tear that off, the Ring camera. Because if you are trying to move that camera, even the slightest little bit, moving it from that bracket, the camera moves. It'll move ever so slightly. You'll be able to see the vibration from it. He's not doing that. He's not doing that. So I don't know. He's not in a hurry. Whoever this person was, or these guys, one or more, they weren't in a hurry. Gets ready to look like he almost gets ready to knock on it, and then he covers. And he puts his hand up. And then he's going to put that thumb right there. And then he does this weird ass thing. He's got to have some DNA with that damn bite light. It's dark as hell there. And he's wearing some Ozark shoes, it looks like. Kind of like his backpack, Ozark backpack. You can see right there the Ring doorbell. Or not the Ring doorbell, sorry. The, what is it? The doorknob. And right here, doorknob and deadbolt. And the big freaking mat. Big freaking mat. He's got the Ozark package. I know. Looks like, look at his shoes. They're the same as putting the flowers down. I don't think so. Let me look back. Let me see here. Let me look at this picture 1 second. Let me get an image real quick. I'm trying to. Okay, here we go. Here's Tommaso's shoes. Check this out. It might not be clear. One second. Holy fucking shit. Maybe. No, it's not. But it's very similar. Check this out right here. I think there's just 3 lines. Not like that. Different. Now, one thing that I will say almost all perpetrators do is they many times forget about their shoes. But in this case, I don't think that's likely. Because this person is keenly aware of they went and bought a bunch of new, in my opinion, new clothes, backpacks, all of this stuff. This was very precisely planned to the T with cameras and all of that as well. He is wearing a bracelet. I think I have a pic of it. She was over his shoulder, and I agree. I think they look like they're Adidas. I'm pretty sure. Dolores, thank you, darling. Appreciate you. Where you been, honey? You been okay? I haven't seen you in a few days. Hopefully you're okay. Thank you so much, Miss Dolores. Good to see you, mamacitas. Hopefully you're well. Thank you so much for your support. Really do appreciate you. Why would you wear jewelry to a crime scene? That's pretty dumb of the perp. It would be. You're absolutely right. But people forget because the jewelry almost becomes kind of a part of you, doesn't it? Kind of becomes a part of you. Let me show you this before we get to the next thing. Yeah, these are certainly Adidas. It doesn't mean anything either way, in my opinion. Let me see here. Maybe it's right here. I want it bigger. Give me a second. I'm trying to find it bigger. This is more close up. You can't make that. Yeah, you see right there, you can see 3 stripes. And Annie, I don't know what she's wearing. I truly have no idea what those are. And Savannah's wearing cowboy. It looks like. Oh, sorry. Goodness. I thought I was doing a poll. I was talking and you guys couldn't hear me. Okay. Do y'all think, in your opinion, that this right here, in your opinion, was it done for perception? Maybe to make, in your opinion, Tommaso or Annie. Look, it doesn't mean it doesn't mean anyone is innocent or guilty. I'm just talking about this walk. But a 1 for yes, 2 for no, or 3 unsure, and it will add it to this poll. No, they're different shoes. They're definitely different shoes. The comments on here are crazy. I hope everyone is taking notes. Don't let your 84-year-old mother with health issues live in the middle of the desert alone. I mean, I think she wanted her independence. It's all seems like such an act. I don't know. There's a lot of comments. Savannah, where's your husband? I don't know. Why the performance rubs me the wrong way. I don't know. Wow. So 86%, 85% says they think it is. In their opinion, no. In their opinion, 9%, 6% unsure. I don't know. I just feel like it was I feel like it was done for, in defense of potentially like Tommaso or Annie. You know what I mean? Oh, there's something new. Oh, this is interesting. Did y'all know Sheriff Doofy just did a new interview? Because we're at 60 days today. I did not know this. 1 second. Did he do an interview? 1 second. I'm trying to find it. Where's Sheriff Doofy when you need him? Okay. Give me a second. Okay. Guys, if you haven't hit that thumbs up yet, please hit that thumbs up with Justin Lum. He used to be with Idaho with Nate. There's something new here.
In Arizona and nationally. I mean, this is a huge wanted.
That crowd.
Give me a second. I think he spoke new. We're going to go to something else, but I want to see here.
Sealed multiple times. As the FBI joined the investigation, Nancy's property became a recurring crime scene that first week, released and then resealed numerous times. During windows of access, our own crews walked up to see blood spots on the front porch, later confirmed to belong to Nancy.
Remember, it was a search and rescue mission the first few hours.
Front porch, later confirmed to belong to Nancy.
Sorry, I thought it. Is that white powder?
Remember, it was.
Is that white powder? Or is that just dry?
Belong to Nancy.
Remember, it was a search and rescue mission the first few hours. And we transitioned that over to a criminal investigation. With that, brought in our partners from the FBI and others.
DNA evidence recovered from inside Nancy's home was sent to a private lab in Florida. The sheriff turned.
Hold on, what's that guy doing? What's he pointing at? Watch him. What's he pointing at?
Recovered from inside.
He's pointing that way.
Nancy's home.
And that guy's looking that way.
Was sent to a private.
I wish you know what? You know what we need to do? I don't even know if y'all would be interested in this or not, but I would do it definitely behind the scenes. Watching when the FBI was there, like you can't hear them obviously, but just watching their body language and where they're pointing and where they're looking and where they're talking to each other. I think that would be interesting. Just me.
Lab in Florida. The sheriff turning down an offer from the FBI's headquarters in Quantico, Virginia.
You see like this right here, like watching just the video of all the FBI officers. And again, they were in this garage a lot. Makes me wonder. It really makes me wonder why they kept being in this garage. Obviously, they took the car, but it really makes me wonder about that 2 minutes. About that 2 minutes. What happened? It still makes me wonder when Nancy got in that garage, or if she, walked in. Did something happen right after those doors close? It happens. A lot of people, crimes happen right in the garage when they're just getting home or whatever, because they're kind of cut off guard. Says a lot that they were in the garage. The back gate on the right side could have been the escape route for the perps, with evidence planted at the front door, or it was old blood from an old injury. No, I mean, I don't think so. I don't think so, in my opinion. I think Nancy was taken out the front door, and I think there's some lines in that gravel. May be related, may be unrelated, but I don't think that perps left from the back, in my opinion. Don't have to doubt the FBI is building their case. Just wait and see. I bet there will be an arrest made soon. God, I hope. Hey, Pam. You staying on? Oh, you having a good time? I'm stuck on that. Not totally convinced. What's that part, AMG? Her dog died in December. Doormat siesta. The blood was not there when porch guy walked up. It was clean. The blood was... Correct. I got what you mean. Yes. Gotcha. Yes. No blood there. And that's a very good point. Very good point. A lot of people, you've heard a lot of people say, oh, this could have been an old injury or whatever. Where's the blood? And second of all, Nancy would never leave blood like that around. She's just not that kind of person. She's, I mean, look how neat her garage
headquarters in Quantico, Virginia. In our latest interview, Sheriff Nanos pushed back, refuting rumors that he delayed federal involvement or or chose the wrong lab to process evidence.
They were never not a part of this investigation. They were always a part of it. And to suggest that the sheriff blocked evidence, that's just crazy.
What Nanos did reveal to us that day is a forensic snag that could...
What is that? What is that they're carrying?
Never not a part of this investigation. They were always a part of it.
Right up here.
And to suggest that the sheriff blocked evidence, that's just crazy.
What Nanos did reveal...
Right here. What is that? Does anyone know?
To us that day is a forensic snag.
What is that?
That could stall the investigation. DNA samples recovered from Nancy's home aren't a clean match, but instead a biological puzzle that could take months to decipher.
We have DNA from that scene that is a mixture of DNAs. So we have to separate, hope the lab can do that, and still preserve some of that evidence in case the defense wants to test it. Should we make an arrest?
I would say that we have used private labs in the past for things, but the FBI is working on the case with you, and they have the best forensic lab in the world. And
exactly. Why would Nanos send it to other labs whenever you don't need to send it to other labs? Taxpayers didn't have to pay it when you can send it to the best, or your local taxpayers at least.
it's at no cost to you.
So that was Dr. Richard Carmona, who is basically saying, why not go to the best forensic lab in the nation? And you have Chris Nanos, who has told us multiple times that they had already sent biological evidence to this private lab in Florida. It just made sense to keep everything in that house. And these allegations of infighting between the FBI and PCSD, we talk about all that with Carmona. But back to Nancy Guthrie, which the focus remains on for people who don't know. She's 84 years old, relies on daily heart medication, has difficulty walking. So, you know, it's hard to think about what could have happened to her and where we are at now at approaching day 60. And it is very grim, but we get into all of that in the special.
Yeah, I mean, thank you for reminding us about the fragile health of Nancy Guthrie, 84 years old, the fact that she does need daily medications. And I remember on...
I don't think that he doesn't trust the FBI. I think he's got a chip on his shoulder from the FBI investigating him in the past. And he's a control freak.
February 1st, when it was talking.
You know what I mean? That's what I think it is. Let me finish Cheryl, and then we're going to go to something very important.
Waiting on a partner, there's not somebody coming through the back, and it sure, Lord, would take them a minute. If you're waiting for somebody to come and unlock the front door, which again is an unnecessary step, if you're going to break in the back door, both of you go straight into the bedroom, get her, grab her, drag her out, toss her in the car, and you're gone. Why would you have to break in the back door to then go through the entire house to open the front door so that your partner could come in? Waste of time.
Well, I think but again, the thing in my opinion, I think Cheryl's missing here, just my opinion, is this wasn't a quick standard get in and get out. Most happen within 6 to 8 minutes. They're in and they're out. This was, and I mean minimum of 40 to 43 minutes. I love her accent. I love her, period. I love Cheryl. I don't agree with her on this specifically, though. It's all about control as far as the sheriff is concerned. I agree, Barbara. I agree. All these LE caught being criminals themselves, judges too, taking bribes to turn heads. Well, that sheriff never counted on all of his secrets coming out. I mean, there's some, if you've seen my live stream that I did with about that sheriff on the investigations, and one of the guys he was investigating, that was being investigated with him, was found dead in a neighbor's yard, in his neighbor, not Nanos, but the guy that was being investigated, who was part of the sheriff's police agency, was found in a neighbor's yard dead and they didn't investigate it correctly. They didn't bring others in because it would be a kind of a conflict. There's a lot of weirdness in that. I'm just
Didn't
saying.
happen, in my opinion. The other thing is, if you look at his backpack, the first time we had the still picture of him, he doesn't have the backpack or the weapon or that we can tell any kind of mouth light. When he came back on the 31st, he had already scoped this place out twice. He was mission ready on the 31st, mission ready alone.
Again, I disagree. I mean, could someone be there by themselves? Yes. But again, I don't think, yeah, this guy or these perps, they clearly did their homework, especially with cameras and all that. However, if the neighbor's cameras weren't working, why is he so worried about this camera? If you can scramble them or screw up the Wi-Fi or whatever, why did you take this camera? Didn't take any of the neighbors' cameras, didn't take any of the cameras inside the home, didn't take any cameras out back. I agree. And if you're going to break in, the front door out of every door in that house is going to be, that's going to be the toughest door to break in. There was a recording of 911 call of Annie calling about a break-in around 10:30 p.m. a few weeks ago prior to the 4 people on camera. I think that was debunked, Taco. And I don't believe it's jammer either. I don't it's not a jammer. But I'm just saying if this guy could mess up the Wi-Fi or the electric or whatever he did, why take that one camera? Ashley Banville said he took 2 cameras. Which other one? I can't see a burglar. Hey, always coming. I can't see a burglar coming back several times. Too risky. Well, if they're just coming to take valuables, money, electronics, anything like that, that's not something, unless it's some, like a museum or something. They don't they don't wait. They go in. Most people who rob something, they want electronics, cash, or whatever. They're doing it because many times they need their fix or something, and they don't really think that deep into it. They're just trying to get money to keep them feeling okay. That's what I think. I think they pulled up a car. I still say the family is. Could it have been the other cameras were hardwired? Well, the camera with the neighbor that's pointing in the back of Nancy's house, pointing toward the back of Nancy's house, rather, it was wired. He was able to disrupt them through cutting the power. But no, he didn't cut any cords that we're aware of.
Again, it doesn't take a weapon to control an 84-year-old woman with all of her ailments. It just doesn't. This doesn't feel like it was a group, didn't come off like it's a group. The place wasn't cased like it's a group, but you have somebody that tries to do that weird thing with the camera at first and then hang the flowers on top the whole time. You can still.
But again, if this guy is such a planner, right? If he is such a planner, why didn't he think about walking up to this and spray painting it, or having something that he can put over that camera? Or more importantly, affecting the Wi-Fi. Remember, they were asking for outages. So why didn't he do that? I agree this was highly planned. This guy was there before at least one time. Tape, anything, like anything. Tape is kind of dangerous because tape will really it sticks fibers, all of that. But
See him, he finally rips off the camera, but then around the back,
he finally rips off the camera. But again, when he's doing this, he's not ripping off that camera. He's not even moving the camera at that point. Again, if I just barely, right? If I just barely move my camera, just barely, you can see it because the angle is different. I don't care if it's, a millimeter. You're going to be able to see it different. You're going to see how it moves. He wasn't doing that then. Oh, thank you, Miss Dolores. Thank you, baby, for gifting a prayer necklace. Really do appreciate that. You received that. Make sure you give our Miss Dolores a big thank you. Thank you so much for your support, my love. Really do appreciate that. How does one become a professional? There is you hear like professional hitman and stuff like that. There's very few of those. Very few of those. In fact, really the only professional hitman is usually, in my opinion, government or cartel kind of related. Yeah, Mary. I might do some experiments with my ring.
he's knocked the lights out and he's propped open 2 doors.
I wonder how much I can get like a cheap ring camera on Amazon. I might buy like a cheap ring camera and mess it up.
Sounds like one person.
Not ring, but doorbell camera. They're all pretty much kind of the same. I don't know. Do you guys, we're going to do this. Do you think how many people do you think 1, 2, or more? Unsure. Let me see what you guys have to say here. How many people do you think was there that night? Not necessarily involved in. How many people do you think was there? 1, 2 or more, or 3 unsure? Do you think this person had help? Now, there could be, and this is the thing, there could be one person there, but more involved. There could be 2 people there, but more involved. Right? So you just, in chat, you just put the number 1 for one person, and it'll automatically add it to this poll. Put a 2 in chat if you think 2 or more, or 3 unsure. So most people think 2 or more. I mean, it could very well be one person. The way that this guy acts, he doesn't seem like he's the angry one, if you will. He doesn't seem like he's in that much of a, you know what I mean? Okay. Now we are going to go to our friends at the interview room. And there was some other cases that want to show you this. Actually, I was looking at a case. No, let me go to this real quick. Go to this one. Oh, Josh was there last night. We love Josh as well. Okay. I'm going to go to the interview room. I want to point this out. The lab. Okay. How much more time? Okay, I got another hour. Okay. We got another lab on Jack and Lily in a little bit, so I want to make sure I have enough time. Get the Gavin.
The reason nobody's going to come forward is because they can't do that without incriminating themselves, without there's that whole what was it, princess for a day or something like that. I can't remember what they said. Well,
I think it's queen for a day.
All right.
Okay, queen for a day. Check this out. Actually, let me go to this clip first. Tomorrow, I think I might do a call in if y'all want to call in. And
we got a couple of questions up here. Go ahead, Maureen.
I wanted to ask you three LE guys this question because it just blew my mind and really incensed me because I can't hold back. I have to go after Hoda. Sorry.
Yeah.
I never had anything against her.
You never have to say sorry here.
I never had anything against her before this particular interview, to be honest. But to have Nancy Guthrie broken, crying, saying that this is her fault, she was told it's her fault, this is how she just falling apart in front of you. John, you talked about being a tough guy when you're,
I think she means Savannah, by the way.
And this happens to people all the time. Even you in a situation like this, first of all, she's supposed to be your best friend or something, which she obviously is not. She's sitting there with that huge stupid grin on her face, making weird noises, and she doesn't even hug Savannah, and she doesn't even say, this is not your fault. You are not to be held responsible. You'll never be held responsible.
And that's the thing. Like, I can't help it. I feel how I feel, and it doesn't mean I'm right, doesn't mean I'm wrong. But I feel, and I've said this 1,000 times, I feel like Savannah is being used. I feel like she's being used. I think Savannah is very soft-hearted, that they are, because she's not there. You know how, like, if you are a person that is away and, like, you can't take care of your mother, or all of that, you don't know what's going on, but you also have that guilt. You also have that guilt of not being there, and truly not always knowing the situation. You might be family, but you're not in the daily life. And I feel like people are taking advantage of her in that, because Savannah is blaming herself. Do you think this could be me? And like I've always said, this is not because of Savannah. This is not some crazed lunatic who's doing this because they're obsessed with her, with Savannah or anything. That's not, no. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Rox. You're still my favorite. Oh, thank you so much. I'm somebody's favorite. I never thought I would be anybody's favorite. Thank you so much. That's so kind of you, Roxy. Love you, darling. Appreciate you. Really, really do appreciate that. Very kind words as well, my love. Thank you, lovies. Sweet dreams, Sheila. Get some rest. Love. I hope you feel better, honey. keeping prayers for you. Hoda was ludicrous in that interview. It felt very, and let me tell you something. I'm a big fan of Hoda. She's from where I'm from, and all of that. But I felt this was very fake. Can't help it. I felt it was, like when you get with your girlfriends or whatever, and you're like, when you first see each other, you're like, oh, hi, how are you doing, girl? Oh my God, you look so great. Oh my God. Felt very fake. You know what I mean? That's just kind of how it felt. If my friend was just like Maureen said, if my friend was like, I feel like it's my fault. Girl, this isn't your fault. Whoever did this on their own. Like, I know the interviewer isn't supposed to speak a lot and give opinions on that, but this wasn't that setting. This was a different setting.
For this, what was apparent between you and your mother was the great love you had for her. That's what anybody saw that has seen any photo of you or any footage of you together. I mean, how Hoda couldn't have said anything kind when her friend was crumbling in front of her just really pisses me off.
Well, it's hard to say stuff in between grunting and smirking.
And lip-licking.
It was a spectacle. It was odd and weird. And
hold on, was Hoda? I didn't really pay attention a lot to Hoda's. Did she grunt and lick her lips?
Yeah, and they
go ahead, Bob.
And they left her microphone up, while Savannah was talking, and you could hear the grunting, as you said, and all of it was so phony to me. It was just completely
phony.
absurd.
That's a good word.
It's too bad
phony.
because Savannah deserved something better than that. Yeah.
The way
no
was,
tears either.
No
Yeah.
tears.
Well, yeah, the way Hoda was grinning, I'm sorry, she reminded me of Jack Nicholson as the.
I think it was performative. That's another word. I think it was very performative.
Joker. Fixed, rigid, it was, as Bob said, it was so contrived. But of course, what you're saying, Maureen, is that, why wasn't there humanity involved? That's because it was done for ratings.
Yeah.
And so, if we understand the original motive.
Exactly.
And I'm telling you, this is why not nobody, but most people do not trust big media corporate anymore. This is why. Because they are constant. Everything is scripted. How you perform. Come on. This is exactly why, because nothing is real anymore. Nothing. Like I can do a video for you guys and I can make it so polished, right? And just pristine and no me coughing or snotting around or whatever, you do live. But people are tired of that. They just want authentic. They crave that anymore because reality TV is the farthest thing from reality. The news is so far from the news anymore. That's why big media hates YouTubers, Facebookers, Twitterers, or whatever, TikTokers, all of that, because They go, and whatever happens, happens. You let the chips fall where they may, mother chicken. Let them fall where they may. And it's exhausting whenever something doesn't feel right. Something's usually not right. You know, if you want a 3-minute clip, go to big media. They'll polish it up for you and give it to you in a nice little package. But if you want to know deep dives and everything, because we get more views than big media anymore, and they, in my opinion, they've done it to themselves. They've done it to themselves. Justin, legacy media is all scripted now. I hate it. I usually don't watch it anymore. I mean, this is the reason nobody trusts them anymore. Right? I mean, they all have, in my opinion, an agenda.
Doing it in 3 parts, the way that they did it was to increase engagement.
Yes. 3 parts. You had to make it into 3 parts. What's wrong? What's wrong with just doing a damn interview? Well, it's for ratings
and drive up viewership. That's what it was there for. And
plus a Dateline segment.
It was
crazy.
Where more was revealed than in the Today Show version of that interview.
And like you said, John,
Dateline one.
to think they edited that.
Yeah, well, what we saw was what they thought was the best. You know.
I mean, listen, there's nothing wrong with making money, right? Everyone's got to make money. Everyone has to make money. But the problem is it is not genuine. It's not even real, half of it anymore. And that's what people don't like.
This was because, remember, whenever we see the reaction shots from Hoda, this is what they picked, because of course the reaction shots will often bear no relationship to the actual interview. So they picked out the stuff where she was looking at least a little human.
But why even show her when she's not saying words, responding with words?
Because she's grunting.
Yeah,
and they have to respond to the noises, I guess.
Maureen.
But as somebody who has edited tens of thousands of hours of audio and video, every single one of those grunts should have been cut out.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Every single one of those all of them should have been taken out. The camera should have never cut to her.
Oh my God. I love Josh. Hold on, I gotta hear that again. I might clip that.
One of those grunts should have been cut out. Every single one of those all of them should have been taken out. The camera should have never cut to her while Savannah was talking. The grin was very odd. You know, like it was the whole thing was so odd.
I'm telling you, that smile, like, I don't think it would be possible to crunch your face up any more than she did during that. It was mouth, eyes, nose, the fake tears.
It's almost like a clown smile, and clowns give me the creep.
A clown smile.
I mean, the only.
It was just like, you know, Hoda's just over there. I needed to do I almost feel like doing a parody of Hoda there. Come on, Hoda. Just be fucking real.
The only thing missing was a red nose and a horn going.
Michelle. Michelle.
It's almost like a clown smile, and clowns give me the creep.
Clown smile. The only thing missing was a red nose and a horn going. The only thing missing was a red nose and a horn going. The only thing missing was a red nose and a horn going.
Michelle. Michelle, in the comments, you're spot on about what you said about the Today Show.
I mean, I love Hoda, but it was just not a good one.
You know what about Savannah? And I think that's exactly right, Michelle.
Well, could any of you imagine sitting across? I mean, I've done interviews where I just met the person
Jason.
3 minutes before that, and this guy that lost his brother, and I'm talking to him for 3 minutes, and he starts crying, and I instinctively just hug him. What else are you gonna do?
Or you shut up and let them talk. As an interviewer, right? It's not about you, it's about the person you're interviewing.
Yeah,
I interviewed Craig Scott. He was a surviving Columbine survivor. He was in the library when the massacre happened, and the person on the right side of him under the desk was killed, and then the left side of him was killed. And it was a pre-recorded interview. And I cut out every single little piece of noise that I made while he was telling the story, because there were times when I would, because it got emotional, where I would, I understand this and that. I cut it all out because it was important to hear him and not be distracted by.
Oh, Hoda is a very lovely person in real life. I think she's a very lovely person, and Elizabeth on television as well. I mean, listen, and let me just, most things, a lot of YouTubers won't say this or anything, but we're human. All of us are. And we're not all at our best all the time. We're just not. We're human. Some days are better than others. Get it? Trust me. I just don't, I think it was just a little over performative for Hoda. I think she was just there. It just felt. I think Hoda is a genuine person, but I think this was made more, tried to come off more emotional than she probably was.
The things that I was reacting to, because some of the things that he was telling me were horrific. I mean, they were absolutely horrific to hear, and so sometimes you get some sort of reaction, but it was over the top, to say the least. And I'm surprised that an editor or a producer or whoever let that get out that way.
And you know something? Josh is absolutely right there. Absolutely right there. Because how you edit something really matters as well. Maybe that's how Hoda always is, but we just don't see it because many things are highly edited. I don't know, but to me, it just wasn't the finest hour, in my opinion. I'll just say that. But we're all human, and we're not always at our best. Nobody's at 100% all the time, especially, every day. We're just not. Okay. I want to go to this. But I thought that was very interesting, Maureen, speaking about this, because what I appreciate, about this, all of this, Maureen, and all of them, Josh, Chris, of course, Karen, John, and Bob, they're being real. They're not real filtered.
There you go, Queen for a Day law, where they said you can have immunity. The problem is, though, is that they have to admit everything to they have to say everything that they've done, everything that they know. They have to basically give everything. And if they find one
Ratings.
little issue with
Money.
their testimony, it's taken off the table. There's no reward money, and they get prosecuted. So it's not, I don't think it'd be that easy for somebody to turn on, their co-conspirator. So I think that there's more than one involved. It's just, I'm guessing 2 to 3. Any more than that, and I would agree, with Maureen, that somebody would be trying some.
I agree. A lot of people will say that there's like 6 or 7 people that know or whatever. Highly, highly, highly doubt that. Because even with 2 people or 3 people, there's a weakest link. There's a weakest link between, you can both be, strong, but one of them will break before the other one will. You think, Nicole? I hope you're right. I don't think she is, though.
Goofball in the group would be like, well, I can somehow pull this off. But I think that whoever's involved in this is kind of ride or die together now.
It's a ride or die situation. Again, if 1.275 million and just being a good person in general isn't going to make someone move after literally 2 months today. No, it's not. It's not. The only thing I could think of is if like this guy had a girlfriend. What's wrong with my mouse? A girlfriend or an ex-wife, or maybe a soon-to-be ex-wife. And they later divorce, and they knew something, or they thought something was weird about their husband or their boyfriend, and they come to law enforcement. Because if you know the Summer Wells case, someone came after Summer Wells went missing in June 15, 2021. Just recently, someone came forward and kind of said something and gave a tip, and they went and searched a home and a property, right? Relationships change as well. And when relationships break apart, many times loyalty dies. That's the human condition. And in things like this, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Someone can come forward.
Oh, I think that typically perpetrators like to use back doors, and
100%.
In the middle of the night, it's your standard break-in scenario there. Her being an 84-year-old woman totally disrupts everything else about it, because it's such a random
Thank you, Miss Grace.
person, to go after, unless it's targeted. And it would have to be, I can't imagine that it wouldn't be targeted if there was some sort of financial crime here.
This is 100% targeted. I'm not sure about a lot in this case. One thing I am sure about, this was targeted as it gets. Only a very select few of reasons why someone would go in a 84-year-old woman's house that can't make it to the mailbox on most days would do this. Financial gain of some sort. feeling wronged or betrayed, and very, very wrong or betrayed, or knowing information that could harm them.
Or to gain, because somebody knew that was Savannah's mother. Savannah has means to pay a large amount of money, but I also think that it's some sort of home, a home area nexus. That there's.
I agree, Karen. But I agree. I think Hoda is a good person for stepping up and trying to compassionately help her old job. I mean, I think she still works for the network. I have known people in real life who have done that and truly just want to help their old coworkers out. I absolutely believe Hoda cares and all that, but she also wasn't doing it for free. You know what I mean? But I believe she absolutely cares, and she's a wonderful person, and you always need someone to step up.
Possibly, friends, family members,
A revenge, yeah.
that they know the area, they know the house, they know the security, they know that they're, that they could get in through the back door, they could get in and maybe out the front door. That they're,
that's a good question, Jen Bug. I've wondered that myself, but when I think about this, right? I think about could an 84-year-old woman get away from a 30, 40-year-old man? No. That doesn't mean she wouldn't try. She couldn't physically walk, she had a cane. But I do wonder if she was alive and if they were taking her out the front door, she may have fought at that door about not taking her to the second location. Right? But this is the thing. Nancy is she's somewhere right now. We're all somewhere right now, right? And maybe 1, 2, maybe 3 people know where she is. She was placed somewhere. And that's eerie.
There's a Nest camera at the front. So everything leans to targeted, somebody with inside information, either getting it on their own, through proximity, or given information.
That's why we invited
exactly.
And Maureen, I don't know if you've ever met Josh, but his mother was murdered right in front of him.
Oh my gosh.
By his father, who's been he's been in prison 37 years right now. And Josh had just last week had to go to a parole hearing on his dad, and so he's got an amazing insight from a victim perspective. He can really teach with authenticity, and he's been involved in a lot of family type of presentations with groups of other individuals. So we thought it would be great to have him here with our panel.
She had a cane, but I don't know of any wheelchairs or anything that I'm aware of.
From an LE perspective, and now a victim perspective, and maybe kind of get a little idea of what maybe Savannah may be feeling here and the other family members. So we're grateful that you're here. Karen, what do you think, hon? I mean, with what you've heard.
Well, I'm definitely in the camp of more than one perp. And I'm also in the camp
What do you mean?
Something went wrong on their plan in the house.
What do you mean, Nicole? The pacemaker separated made me question. What do you mean by that, babe? I don't understand that one. She had a walker. Probably they hit her by now, but whatever happened between they could have used at the first place, then abducted, abandoned houses, look for her items, blood, DNA. Well, so when someone takes someone and there's only certain manners, and you can, when they hide a body, right? They can do it via grave. They can do it from, just being lain out, just being disposed of in nature. They can do it in like a concealment, if you will. I mean, it's all concealed, but like a cave or something like that. And it really depends on a couple things. A lot of times, a lot of the time is the relationship that you had or not had with the person, and of course the time frame, the time that they had to either to dispose of the person. There's a lot of things that, and also just the part of the earth that the crime happened. Concrete, yeah, acid. I mean, yeah, I mean, there's, this is the thing and this really hasn't been spoken about a lot. We think about someone putting someone in nature whenever they're disposing of a body, but that's not always the case, right? Sometimes they are in a container in a storage building or whatever. But also when they many times are being contained in, for instance, like a storage building, that is also higher risk. And most people don't want that risk of being responsible for always, hiding, moving, transporting again the remains. Does it happen? All the time. But it's less likely. But we don't know. Thank you, Miss Adele. Good to see you, my dear. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support. Well, really, really do appreciate you. Thank you so much, my friend. Good to see you, Miss Adele. Love you, baby. Thank you for your support. Good to see you, love. My wrench, Justin, I found it weird. When my dad died, I needed my sibling's signature in order to cremate him. Just to bury his body, I did not need signatures. I could just bury him. It does depend on the state and stuff, but the reason is because with cremation, it is a total destruction, if you will. I've worked in funeral homes, and for instance, with cremation, you can't exhume and do an autopsy later, right? That's why many times, like if a husband unalives their wife, cremate them as fast as they can. They want them in there and out quick. That's why they need everyone on that same page if you're going to cremate. So that's the general reason.
House.
There are more.
That, of course, obviously with having the back doors.
Thank you so much, Miss Michelle. 6 months. Elizabeth, you bless your heart. I don't think you do live streams that often. This is already recorded. You see these people up here. I don't know, my camera might be mirrored. You see these people up here. This has already been recorded. I hit play, and then I comment, and then I speak again. You see, they're not moving. Hey, Chris. Hey, Karen. Hey, Josh. Hey, John, Bob, Maureen. They're not moving. See, they're not blinking or anything, baby. That's because they're paused. You can't pause anybody in real life, honey. So, but if you want to, please go subscribe to our friend Chris from the interview room, very good friend of mine, and Josh from the lab. And listen, you can pause it whenever you want over there, baby. Okay? Thank you for being here, Boodle. You're very sweet. Damn, what was I saying before? Oh, Michelle, thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you. 6 months, you legend. Justin, do you think it's strange that there aren't searching for her or letting other professionals search group either? Yes. Yeah, I do. I do. Thank you, Carol. I do. And actually, the sheriff mentioned something about that in the beginning. I don't understand it because regardless, you need Nancy, right? Like whether this you're investigating something, and there's you can investigate in what takes you to Nancy, right? The evidence that takes you to Nancy, if there is evidence that takes you to Nancy, or if there are people out searching for Nancy, like United Cajun Navy, like EquiSearch or whatever, at again no cost to the taxpayers, completely free, have great credibility, find people, record over and over and over. Wherever Nancy is, she is evidence if she is not alive. Even if she is alive, she's still part of the evidence of whatever happened. And the longer that goes on, the harder it is for them to prove what happened to her, essentially, right? Through autopsy, right? Once you are skeletal, it's much more difficult, right? You can't necessarily always determine how someone died. So my question is, why? I mean, if United Cajun Navy or any other search group, EquiSearch, if they're out there and they're searching, they don't mess with the scene or anything like that. Why not? Why not? And it's very frustrating because if you find Nancy, that gives you so much more answers and would significantly, if you're stuck, would help give those answers. Right? I mean, there are people that's looking, right? There are people that's looking, but there's a difference in regular people looking and people that do this every day. The police can't do it like these search groups. Police do a multitude of things, right? These guys specialize in it. This is all they do, and they have a very good record at doing it. So why not? 1 second.
Dropped open. We know Nancy was taken out the front based on the blood droplets. I mean, that's, to me, that would be the most logical in a case that defies logic, and there's so much that we don't know. And what we do know doesn't really add up to other previous cases that all of you have worked in your careers. It's very baffling. I would say that definitely, I mean, not definitely, but in my opinion, more than one. The where the car was, all that is obviously still a mystery. One of my questions is, if we know the perp went or did a dry run, if you will, January 11th and January 24th, ahead of, the night of the January 31st / February 1st. My question is, if he had a partner in crime, one or more, were they out there too, casing the place?
Maybe, or the others was involved and just maybe needed help that night, but was still involved. I don't think they just randomly called him up and said, "Hey, I need help, moving someone's remains or kidnapping someone." Elizabeth, thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you. Hello again, Justin. Could you please check out the photo of the perps? Yes. Do you have that photo, Elizabeth? Looks like a medical alert bracelet. I need your opinion. Can you email that or text it, my dear? Mods, can you drop my phone number and my email? And if you could send it to me now, because I'm going to end this in about 5 minutes. I have another live planned on Jack and Lily tonight. So if you could send that to me, mods, if you would be so kind, and please drop my phone number. They can text me or email me. Thank you, Elizabeth. Appreciate you a
lot. I just wonder what FBI has on video camera of those nights, if they have anything else that we just don't know about, or if this guy was hired and that he's preparing for the job and he knew go time was, January 31st, February 1st, and he's doing walkthroughs on these other previous days. I mean, I don't know. I'm full of questions, more than answers.
This wouldn't be the first time that someone that got hired to do a job brought along his buddy for the actual crime. Guys I'm going to pay you $15,000. All you need to do is go in here, and they brief them up. And the briefings for when criminals are briefing their buddies, it's not the same as law enforcement briefing our teams. We have a protocol. We have to cover all the bases. We have to know where the nearest level 1 trauma unit is. We have to know how many people are on scene, what choke points are covered, the whole 9 yards. With bad guys, depending on who hired them, let's say we're assuming they're hired in this scenario, whoever hired them to do this job could have just messed up the brief, so to speak. So saying the front door, just take down the camera, but we'll go around back, we'll get the back doors open. And I think the back doors were probably opened in case law enforcement showed up at the front door. They could bail over that wall and then disperse. But again, I don't know. I mean,
also in these kinds of, like you said, when you have somebody come along who's not briefed very well, or maybe not that great of a criminal, never been involved in these kinds of situations before, how many times have we seen during like bank robberies or home invasions where it's like, okay, we're not here to hurt anybody, and then somebody ends up getting hurt, and then the whole plan goes south. And I mean, that could be very well what happened here as well, and then that foregoes all the ransom, any money exchange or anything like that. I mean, it could have just been as simple as somebody made a major mistake, and it shot the whole plan, and now it's cover-up time.
But Josh, he brought a gun with him. We know that. So do you think that was just a prop?
Probably. Well, it's to control. I mean, it's probably easier to tell somebody, hey, pointing a gun at somebody and directing them here or there, I think. But I don't know. What's that?
And she was bleeding when she left the residence.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So there's a couple of dynamics I think that are we need to talk about tonight in relationship to the new information, and see if that changes any of our opinions here. Now, one of the things I think it's important for our audience to understand is I just want to give you a quick definition of what MO is, modus of operandi, and what a signature is. And an MO are practical methods utilized inside of a crime, i.e. gloves, mask, all the other stuff, right? But an MO can evolve, not only in the suspect, but it evolves during the investigative process. However, a signature is more of a psychological calling card, meaning, the specific door manipulation, and it's more consistent with, which reveals more about the inner needs of the suspect versus the victim. It's more of a psychological presentation from the.
Chris is so right there. Okay, Elizabeth, is this the picture you're talking about? Is this the picture you're talking about? Right here? Is this what you're saying the bracelet is, or right here? You think? I want to see what Elizabeth says. Let me see what she said earlier. Can you pull up the image of the perp holding the foliage? The foliage. Oh, okay, let me see here. I got it. It's right here. Let me pull this up. All right. It's going to be this one. Here, it's going to be cameras on the mobile. Do you mean this right here? I don't know what you mean by. One. I don't think it's a bracelet, in my opinion, unless I'm okay. Did Mod y'all not drop my? Okay, thank you so much, Maurice. Right here it is, Maurice. All justice, the number 4, the letter U at Gmail. 1 second, guys. Okay. They just posted his email. Can you do? I gotta go here in just a second. So I'm trying to hurry this up. Did you send it yet, Elizabeth? Okay. I don't honestly see. I don't see a bracelet either. When I saw, let me play this while this is going on. Someone just sent this. I have no idea what it is. So
why did Sheriff Nanos never clarify the statement that he made in the clip that I'm about to show you? Why did he never correct the day that he references?
Probably need to go back to just make sure that they didn't. Maybe we contacted him early on. I know that night, Sunday night, Saturday night, Sunday morning.
So he clearly states Saturday night.
Oh, I already said this. I was the one that said this, called this out. Yeah. I was the one that brought that up, actually. Okay. Maybe I'm missing
And
something.
into Sunday morning, but that's not the only time.
Our partners out there. To be fair, when we went to that scene the first night, Saturday night, it was just us.
So you heard it there twice. The sheriff mentioned Saturday night twice. But even if you say, no, that was just semantics, why would he say the nighttime? From what we were told, the police showed up at 12:15 in the afternoon. That's not the nighttime. 12:15 is very clearly in the afternoon. You saw in those last two clips, he was very, very specific about being there on Saturday night, Sunday morning. When he said that first night, and it was just us, meaning the FBI was not involved at that time, you did say night. But when you were there, it was actually at 12:15 in the afternoon.
That is correct. That is correct. And that makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. And it was 12:15 on Sunday. Elizabeth, I didn't get it. No, I haven't got it yet. If I don't get it next few seconds, I'll have
So
to
which night is he referencing?
answer it later.
And why did he never clarify it or correct it? Because we were told she was reported missing February 1st. So why is he talking about Saturday night? Why did Sheriff Nanos never clarify the statement?
Okay. Alrighty then. Yeah, I didn't get it, Elizabeth. I don't know what's up with it. I will look at it though and get back with you. It still hasn't came through. I don't know why. Guys, but I have a live stream coming up in just a few minutes. We are going to be talking about Jack and Lily Sullivan out of Pictou County, Nova Scotia. The stepfather was in court the other day, and some very interesting things that has came out, and some more things that we're learning. We're going to have a conversation about that. Hopefully you guys can join me. I need your email. I have a still shot of it. 944. You did send it, right? And I posted something. We're going to talk about something. Yeah, I still didn't get it. I don't know why, but about something I posted on my link, my community the other day with tint and all that. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I still didn't get it, honey. If I get it, I'll email you back, and I can let you know tomorrow when I'm live. Probably be live tomorrow. I still haven't got it. I'm sorry. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, everyone. Really do appreciate you. Thank you for your time. I know your time is very valuable, and I really do appreciate you spending some time with me. Thank you all. Justice for Nancy. Good night. God bless. Come join me in just a few minutes over. I'll be live again. You probably won't get a notification because I switched like the time thingy earlier, and it only gives me 3 notifications within a certain period. Texted it. Okay. Sorry, I'm looking at this sideways. Let me show you. I don't think it's a bracelet. If you want to text me and let me know, like, I know what you're. Are you saying this is a bracelet? Like, I see this, but like right here, it looks like a pattern. Like you see dark and then light and then dark and then light. But I think that is just our eyes deceiving us, in my opinion. The problem with this that gives even investigators a real issue is the infrared, the night vision. And it can really trick your eyes. However, I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's just our eyes being tricked. To me, your eyes our eyes make us want to make sense of stuff our brain tells us. But that kind of does, like the way I see it now, that kind of looks like a chain link right there. Could be, but again, it might not be. I don't know. I think it's probably a tattoo, though. If anything, just my opinion. If it's not gloves, it's a tattoo, probably. I don't know. I might look at the video a little bit closer, though, Elizabeth. If you want to give me some more pictures, or maybe, yeah, I think he's double gloved at least double gloved. Yeah. All right, guys, come join me in a minute. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. If you don't come see me in the other one, I do appreciate your time. Good night, everyone. God bless.